YouTube folks, it's your friendly Spirit Wolf. I've been kind of tinkering with this record player right here. As you can see, I had that off. I wasn't going to do it right off. I've kind of played with the tubes, and I'll go over that in a minute. But don't look for a full-on video on this yet, if you're expecting one, because I don't think I'm going to put one on about this yet, just so you know. So be looking for a video on this, because and I'll go over a few things with that. I know some YouTubers like to surprise, but I'll go over a few things with that one. But do expect to see a video on this one first, because I think I located a parts place, and I just got to get a Sam's for it and some parts and figure out Sam's first, figure out trace, then get parts to figure out. I think this definitely needs a needle, which I pulled out. So it's a Zenith portable. And anyways, you'll see a video on that. So back to this one. Oh, and to note, I got myself an electrical tester finally of the digital variety. It's a Cobalt. That's what I've been using to play with that. It comes with your manual. This one only was 20 bucks. $19.95, so say 20 after tax. That's what I figure, at least where I live. Could be cheaper other places, but I'm doubting not. Most of these commercial companies are the same, but so if you want one, this is a good deal. I found this at Lowe's. Yeah, Lowe's. So you can find these at Lowe's for $19.95, I believe. I don't know if it is at Home Depot, and it does everything that the bigger one does, including continuity testing. So, anyways, let's go over to this record player. So, what I've discovered so far is that capacitor right down there, and I don't know if you can see it, is looked like it leaked a little bit, and there's some corrosion on a wire that you probably won't see. And I'll try with a flashlight, but I don't think I'm gonna get much luck at it. So, I don't know if you can see that. See on that wire, that black wire down in there? Yeah, see that black wire? Looks like it's got some corrosion on it. But anyways, and I think that this might be part of the problem. Now, I don't know much of the backstory of this record player, other than it was sitting in a window at some record shop that also sells record players too. But I have tested both of these tubes out and got continuity on 3 pins on this one, but nothing on that one. And from what I understand, because I looked up a video, I'm kind of new to this whole stuff, and I'm just kind of starting to get into it, especially record players. From what I understand is sometimes you can get continuity off a vacuum tube if the you can sometimes get continuity off the vacuum tube because it has heat pins that are direct fused into a certain component in there. And I forget what the guy said. It's like the whole main brain, but the rest of the pins are just kind of like almost like I want to say I'm going to say that the heat pins would be most likely contributed to, like, if you want to look at it as a battery, I'd guess the heat pins would be like maybe the red, and the other one's kind of like little grounding rods, I'm going to guess, to just kind of ground out the tube in a sense. If kind of what I gathered of that, I kind of correlated it to a battery. But like I said, this one was getting nothing, and this one was getting on 3 pins, so it could be 3 variants. It could be, I'm guessing it could be, from what I understand, this farther tube right here is dead, and this closer tube right here is okay. Or because I didn't get any continuity, and from what I understand is you should get a little bit, because the meter would go up numbers on the pins, but then go back down to 0. Come on, focus, focus. And anyways, and then it would go down to 0, and on this one, on 3 pins, I was getting higher readings. So it could be that. It could also be that this pin's malfunctioned, or it could be tube is malfunctioned, or it could be a combination of both of the tubes malfunctioning. And so I still need to find a SAMS on it. I have not found a SAMS on it. If anyone's familiar with an Electone model 6500 and you know where to get a SAMS, or like the repair diagram, I believe they call them a SAMS from what I understand, I would greatly appreciate it. I have a Twitter, Instagram that I believe I've linked to this, or if you want to make a video, but if you want to message me on either or, I would greatly appreciate that. I know to technically do it right, you should replace this paper capacitor right here too, but I don't know if I'm going to get into that. This one's going to be my personal record player, and the Zenith might get sold because I have the Victrola and this and 2 other record players you will see in future videos in the closet, and a wood cabinet one in the on top of the radio over here next to the Victrola. So the goal is to get enough record players for each room of my house, including the living room, except for the dining room of the future house build I have that I don't know if I mentioned about building a log cabin in the backwoods of my property for my homestead. That's what I want to do. You know, kind of like, looks like it was built in the 1800s but updated in the 1950s at least, kind of thing. Minus some of the stuff might be from the 60s. Like this, I don't know how old this record player is, but you know what I mean. So it's going to be a hodgepodge of stuff, but kind of like 60s minimum. And anyways, I'm just trying to gather enough record players that I could have one in each room. And enough radios that I could have one in each room. And maybe TVs too, depending. But, because I don't think I'd want to hook up a whole bunch of TVs and have that cable bill. You know what I'm saying? But, anyways, just trying to do that, so that's why I'm going through this. I don't really need the Zenith because of the 4 that I aforementioned that I already have. Like the Victrola is a family heirloom, so that's automatically staying. I'm going to take that to someone and have them service it that knows what they're doing, because I haven't really messed with those, and I kind of want that one to just... So that's that, but the rest of them I'm going to try to service. And so anyways, that's... So I'm going to try to sell the Zenith locally. If I have to ship it, I will, but I don't really want to do shipping because that's a pain. There's so many variants in the shipping, and I could get into detail about that, but I won't. But majority of you have shipped stuff before for profit, probably already know what I'm talking about. So anyways, that pretty much justifies this video. I think the next one will be on that Zenith. I have located a parts place. I just have to find the SAMs for that too, but I don't think that should be hard. If I contact the parts company, they could probably get me the SAMs. It wouldn't hurt to have the SAMs books on all of this stuff that I have, because then I could just have it stored if I ever need it in the future. So I might do that if they do have SAMs on any of these other ones, except for the Victrola. So that will do that. That will fix that issue, hopefully. Like I said, I don't know about this one having it, so if anyone else does, that'd be greatly appreciated, because I can always print out a picture, because like I said, I don't know if this company will have them. But anyways, thank you so much, YouTube folks, and I hope you have an excellent time, whatever it is, wherever you are. Keep your heads up, stay strong, all that kind of jazz, and as always, sunshine, unicorns, and rainbows. Bye.